Thank you very much, Madam Chair, Madam Clerk. It is reported that the whole process exists for the committee to commence business. Those in favor say aye. Those not in favor say no. The ayes have it. Good morning to all of you, honorable members of the committee, clerk, subject matter specialist, honorable minister, and your team. Two permanent secretaries.
Deputy Permanent Secretary, High Commission, Principal Secretary.
Amir.
Yes, Amir and his team. DBS and his team.
Good morning to all of you. Before we go anywhere, I want to use this opportunity on behalf of the committee to welcome Honorable Minister and your team and the Amir of the High Commission for coming. Equally also to thank our SMS also for coming on time because he was here before all of us. Mr. Boldi, thank you very much. Before us, we all have the agenda item. So can we look at the agenda? Yes. So, if the, okay.
Yeah. It's prayers and then two introduction.
Yes. So we adopt the agenda for yeah.
You can do the amendment.
Okay. Now, can we adopt the amendments?
Yeah, with agenda number 3. Instead of it to read as present the report, I think it is if we say presentation on the report of the Hajj Commission of the 2024 Hajj by the Hajj Commission, and not to read as to present the report of the 2024.
Okay.
So we can just simply say presentation on the report of the 2024 Hajj by the Hajj Commission.
So,
Yeah.
thank you. So before we go further, we introduce ourselves. Myself, I am Suleiman Jemri, the chair of the committee and member of the Kapunda constituency.
Honorable Kebaro Kombo and a member of this committee.
Assalamu alaikum, Honorable Alaji Babu Sise, member of the committee.
Assalamu alaikum, Honorable Ali Ubaka, member of the Jarabes, and a member of the committee.
Good morning, Honorable Esa Ponte, member of the Jimara constituency, and a member of this committee.
Good morning, Mr. Abdullah Bondi, subject matter specialist to this committee.
Good morning, Farmata Kesi Saab, decided to the committee.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the committee, Honorable Minister of Tourism and Lands, the Regional Government, Religious Affairs, Honorable Ahmad Nkeba.
Ibrahim Masen Jeju, Amir al-Hajj.
Yes, good morning. My name is Mamoud Tal, the Deputy Permanent Secretary in charge of administration and finance.
Good morning. My name is Mumo Saleh, the Managing Director of Gambia International Airlines.
Good morning. My name is Sergio Jata, Principal Assistant Secretary at the Ministry of Lands.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Imam Mustafa Jallo, Imam State House, Member of Commission.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'm Suleiman Masani Sise, Member of National Hajj Commission.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Imam Iliman Sise, member of National Hajj Commission.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My names are Imam Ibrahim Cham, member for the commission.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yan Defai, representative of travel agencies operating Hajj.
Assalamu alaikum. 4 days Secretary Hajj Commission.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hadi Anna, National High Commission. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Laifatu Tule, National Hajj Commission staff.
Good morning. My name is Black.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Yes, honorable members, honorable minister, honorable Hajj. Once again, we welcome you. And the purpose of the meeting for today is just for the High Commission to present a report based on our settle. So last time we settled, but unfortunately, we understand,
Let's adopt the agenda.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So before we go anywhere, we can adopt the agenda with or without amendments, please.
I move that we adopt the agenda with amendment provided by.
It is moved and seconded. Thank you very much. So basically, as I was saying, but thank God today we were able to have the entire team here. Because basically we don't want to proceed with the presentation without the presence of the minister. So for that being the case, thank God the team is here. So before us, without wasting any time, I just want to allow your presenter to present the report. And from there, we can discuss. And honorable members will be given the floor to look at the report and whatever we can do. Basically, the purpose of this meeting is for us to work together. As far as this select committee is the committee in charge of the ministry. So for that being the case, we are together and we are families. And at the end of the day, we are all working towards one common goal, that is for the general interest of the Gambian people. So for that being the case, as we always say, this committee, we want to achieve something, but we cannot achieve it without department or ministries under our purview. We all have to work together to achieve this thing together. So this is why we are always committed to ensure that the agencies, ministries under our purview, we support each other to ensure that what is expected of you, you do it. What is also expected of us, we do it to ensure that to give you all the necessary support that will be able to make you to execute your duties and functions. So on that note, Honorable Minister, Amirul Hajj, honorable members, I now have the honor to allow the presenter to present the report. Thank you.
Can I, Mr. Chairman, I want to make a comment before we proceed on presenting the
Okay.
if you would permit.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank the committee for giving us the opportunity to interact with the committee this morning so that we can look at this report, that is the report of the Hajj operations of 2024. We appreciate this and we believe that this will also help us to learn from the mistakes of the past and also set new standards that will improve on our Hajj operations, so that members of parliament also will be acquainted as to the operations of Hajj in this country, because each and every one of us here in your constituency have people who want to go Hajj or who have been on Hajj. Therefore, it's a matter of interest for all of us. Both government and the legislature and the people themselves are interested in making sure we have a very successful Hajj in the Gambia. Well, I think you're right. We were asked to come here on a very short notice, that we called to say that it was short, we couldn't make it. And thank God, yes, both the chairman and the clerk of the House did appreciate our concern and then rescheduling this meeting, which we appreciated. Because once we are given notice, we are ready to be here. We know the law, we know the requirements of what ministers are responsible to parliamentarians and parliament for that matter. We've been in this job for too long and we understand the rules and the procedures. And that's why we always want, if you want to call us, give us the notice. Because then we can prepare. So that when we come, we can give you full facts, not hearsay or untested generalization. So we appreciated the fact that the meeting was rescheduled. And we also believe that some of the shortcomings I found in the ministry is that members of the committee of the select committee are not involved in most of the travels or most of the issues that happen. I mean, the only thing that I saw, because in my ministry that I left, members of the committee or parliament were invited in most of the trips that we do at the cost of the ministry. That's on record. Everybody understands that. So such a big ministry also to have the, and then parliamentarians are not involved in any of the external activities that we are doing becomes difficult to explain. Once you go with the parliamentarian, you have a problem. When they come, they do most of the explanation for you in the committee. So the committee is more aware of what you are doing than what you are narrating to them. And I think that's the advantage of having members of parliament or members of the committee to travel when such other missions are being undertaken. Because it's all part of my problem as a minister. Because explanation is easily done when there is a member of the committee who is part of this delegation, go to experience what we experience or what they experience as officials who have been on mission to report back both to government and also to parliament. We'll look into these issues and then we'll see how we can address them so that we can closely collaborate in making sure that we achieve our ultimate objective. So the Secretary to the Hajj Commission under the leadership of the Amirullah Hajj will present the report, as you said, and we are ready to answer questions as they may come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Basically, just to add on what you said, as far as this committee is concerned, since we started this 6th legislature, I think we've been very supportive to the ministry, especially during the budget session. So, but the reason why we are doing that is just to ensure that whatever achievement we have, you know, we can always brag about that. And there should be that mutual collaboration and understanding, so that tomorrow, before you come here, you start explaining or justifying certain budget lines, then it will be easy if parliamentarians are already involved. So this is why I thank God, I must thank the High Commission this year. At least they were able to, you know, take a member to make, and that is my humble self. And when I went, I was able to learn a lot, and I saw a lot of things, and there are a lot of things that definitely I can explain to my committee members. So which is very advantageous. It was rather unfortunate that, you know, it was only me, but the intention was more than, it should have been more than even one. So definitely appreciate that move, because even during the budget session, Honorable Sisi was really defending some of your budget lines, because there was some kind of challenges. So what we were able to, you know, defend it to ensure that at least what we agreed as a committee pass. So though the plenary has the final say, but we always try to do different. So on that note, the collaboration is welcome, and we want to work together. So on that note, we appreciate that, and we thank you for that. Thank you very much. And now I give the floor to
be part of this gathering. First of all, I must thank the Honorable Minister for giving us the opportunity, and Amir had everybody here, and also the National Assembly for giving us this opportunity to come here and explain, to report to them.
He said, go ahead, no protocol, if you need remove.
Thank you very much. If you can see on the screen here, this is a summary of the report that came out after the 2024 Hajj season. The report, as you can see, highlights activities of the Commission, the process in Banjul, in Saudi Arabia, and also includes some challenges and recommendations. This year, September, last year, Saudi Ministry of Hajj have started Hajj a little bit earlier than previous years. It started in September, and the Commission did their effort to make sure that quotas are allocated to various travels that were operating in the last Hajj. And also, the Ministry of Land and Affairs approved the 13 operations that were operating in 2023 due to the limited number of quota and to make sure that we fast track our activities earlier. And these are the operators, as you can see, and these are the quota allocation according to the National Hajj Commission. We have Gambia International Airlines, 700, as you can see, up to the last person, that's Alpha's Travel Agency. Then after that, it is a mandatory by the Saudi Ministry of Hajj. Each country should pay 20% of your total cost of Hajj to Saudi Ministry of Hajj to start the transaction. So Alhamdulillah, all operators were requested to pay on time, and we are able to pay to start our operation. This was the first time Saudi Ministry of Hajj introduced this 20% payment. It's the first time they literally. Previous years, everybody will do your own accordingly. That's not. But this last Hajj they introduced, and this all the same thing is coming. They asked Gambia to open a Hajj mission account in Saudi Arabia that will link to the account in the Gambia for us to transfer our funds for payments in Saudi Arabia. In January, the Gambia is invited to attend the 2024 Hajj Conference and Exhibition. It could recall that in 2023, the Gambia won an award of the most outstanding Hajj mission and pilgrims affairs coordination for 2023 Hajj. So Gambia was awarded as the best in the whole sub-region. Gambia was #1. So we are invited to exhibit the way we do our Hajj here and the activities, including how the Hajj Commission is operating, the collaboration and things that we are done. The Honorable Minister for Religious Affairs, then it was Babka, he was representing the ministry, was at that meeting in Saudi Arabia. It was in January. The Amir Hajj was there, and all other commission members were present there. And that was when the Saudi Ministry of Hajj and the Gambia signed the 2023-2024 Hajj agreement with the minister, and we signed contract with all other companies that were stakeholders in Hajj. Like as you can see their names. It is part of Saudi rules that countries should pay their accommodation on time to avoid delay, and to make sure the contracts in Makkah and Medina was signed on time, so that to avoid any delay, and also to pay also on time. But Alhamdulillah, accommodation in Makkah and Medina were inspected by the minister and his delegation in Makkah and in Medina. All the contracts include the catering and other things. In Makkah, the delegation visited, in Medina, we have visited almost Makkah. In Makkah, we visited 15 hotels. In Medina, we visited 12 hotels. Because we have different operators, 13 operators. They have different hotels. Some, they have 2 hotels, some 1 hotels. Due to that, we have almost 15 hotels in Makkah and 12 hotels in Medina. The commission was able to visit all these hotels before Hajj and during Hajj as well. As you can see, deadline of payments for MENA service payment. Saudi introduced that if you sign a MENA contract, you don't have any right to say this is my location in Makkah, in MENA, unless you pay. That's first come, first served. That's the first. This is the first year. This Hajj was the first time Saudi introduced that. With previous years, you sign a zone, you pay any time, there is no problem. But last Hajj, they introduced that if you pay early, you get the zone you want. If you don't pay early, you go to a zone that you don't want. You may not get the right zone you want. This last Hajj, the Gambia signed for zone 2, which we believe is closer to the Jamarat compared to zone 3, 4, or 5. But we are delayed, we are unable to pay our dues on time due to many reasons. The Amir Andres may be able to explain that. Based on that, we could not be able to get zone 2 because we missed 2 deadlines. So we did not get zone 2, instead we are located at zone 4. It is even closer to zone 5. It was, if you see there, the tabla, it shows the end of Mina. So it's almost very far from our zone, from the zone that we selected. we had packet for last Hajj based on the dollar rate exchange rate given to us by the central bank. These are the packages, as you can see. GIA is, you can see the price up to the last person. GIA 498 as up to the last person. It is important to this packet include aircraft, hotel accommodation, ground transportation, Mina fees, catering, and all other services. This packet includes all that. This year, the Gambia signed with Ethiopian Airlines to uplift our pilgrims to Saudi Arabia. The initial date of agreement was supposed to be from the 1st June to 23rd June. That was the agreement. 24th June, exactly right. Till only 24th June, that should be the return date. But due to some reasons, Saudi Minister of, due to lack of securing slots on time by Ethiopian Airlines, our date have been changed. Instead of coming back on the 23rd, we are forced to come back on the 29th, sorry. This has cost the operators and the Hajj Commission dearly, because if you sign for 23rd, at the end of your stay in the hotel in Mecca, and now it has extended for another 3 or 5 days, you have to pay extra days for your pilgrim to stay and to eat. And also it has affected a lot of activities of the operation, especially the operators and the Hajj Commission as well. So the first flight left by Jeddah on the 29th, and the last flight left on the 3rd. Initially, the last flight should come from Saudi on the 27th. So we have 6 extra days that pilgrims stay in Mecca. Although the ministry tried their best, the Honorable Minister himself wrote a letter, signed, sent to the Saudi Minister of Hajj, so that we maintain our dates as we requested, that is 23rd or 27th to return, but to no avail. We tried a lot of effort has been done to make sure we get it, but unfortunately, it was not possible. The pilgrims arrive, as you can see, arrive in Mecca, in Medina, and the hotels in Medina are all in the center. You know, Medina is divided into 3 zones. Central, that's the area close to the Haram, close to the central mosque, that is central. The other one is out of central. All the hotels in Medina, pilgrims stayed in the central. They are not far from the Haram. But in Mecca, it's a little bit different, because Mecca is full of, the topography in Mecca is different from Medina. Mecca is not flat like Medina. Mecca, a lot of hills, mountains. So it has difference compared to Medina. But alhamdulillah, all hotels in Mecca are at range of 1.5 or less than that. Although sometimes you must climb a hill to come down because of the location and because of topography. But alhamdulillah, everything went well. This year, on the 11th June, pilgrims left for Mina to but usually before the pilgrim depart to Medina, to Mina, the Hajj Commission, the operators, and the guides will meet to see how do we arrange our departure from Mecca to Mina. Because this year Saudi has a lot of changes in their rules. Previous years there is nothing like Nusuk card, although Mina is restricted to only Hajjis, not ordinary people to come and enter Mina. But those with Hajj visa are the only people allowed to enter Mina. But Saudi realized that there are people that will come back way or things like that, smuggle to enter. So they introduced Nusuk card, that is the badge that pilgrims will use to enter Mina. Based on that, the commission, the operators, the guides, we meet to make sure that we all follow the rules and make sure that all those without the badges should not be allowed to enter the buses to Mina. Although we have so many challenges, but alhamdulillah, it all went well. That's the Nusuk card. Previously, there was no Nusuk card. Even it was there, but not enforced like last Hajj. It was introduced to limit the congestion in the tents at Mina. Because if not, there are people who will, some that are government resident there and some that will come with their one-year visa, tourist visa, want to stay and wait for Hajj. Without this Nusuk visa, they will be able to enter Mina, the tents, to inconvenience the pilgrims that already pay their money from Banjul to go to Mecca or for Hajj. So in the rules, Saudi said, if anybody found in the area of pilgrims at Mina, Arafah, and Muzdalifah without Nusuk card, you will have a fine of 10,000 riyal. And also you will be sentenced for 6 months and deported. And also you will not be allowed to enter Saudi Arabia until after 5 years. But although with all that, we have so many challenges, but alhamdulillah, we passed through it with the grace of God. Based on the Saudi rules, and Saudi want to make sure that Hajj started early to avoid any delay. These are the timelines set by Saudi Arabia to make sure the Gambia and all other countries to start Hajj activities on time. If you can see, on the 4th September, Saudi start meetings with countries to discuss the way forward for 2025 Hajj. This year, they met with the Gambia online through Zoom on the 7th June, and the commission members were part of it, the operators were part of it, and the ministry also was part of it. And they informed us all the rules and the guidelines and timelines for 2024 Hajj. As we are saying, as I'm speaking now, if you can see, number one, the selection of aircraft is in progress. We are at a high level, high gear on that, and also the Hajj mission also has signed a few contracts as we are speaking now. And 2025 Hajj exhibition and conference will be on the 13th January, and inshallah, Honorable Minister with delegation will attend it. I don't know whether the National Assembly will go there, and inshallah, during that conference, the Honorable Minister will sign the 2025 Hajj agreement with the Saudi Minister of Hajj. During this period, Mina tent will be allocated. We can sign the Mina allocation with transport. And according to Saudi rules, on the 14th February, that will be all contracts and negotiation will be concluded. If you don't sign your contract, when either accommodation, transportation, catering, or any other service you need to sign, the deadline should be on the 14th February. Saudi, they start work very early. You see, on the 19th February, they will start issuing visas. We want to make sure that the Gambia start issuing visas on this date. And inshallah, the Honorable Minister and the Commission are doing very hard to make sure that everything is in order before this time. And also on the 18th April, the ending of issuance of visas. This is telling us that to wait for after Ramadan, or I will start paying before Ramadan or after Ramadan, is no go area for any person now. If you want to go for Hajj, start early to make sure we are able to meet the deadline. If this February 29th of April 18 is passed, it is possible anybody without a visa may not be able to go for Hajj. So the Commission and the operators with the Ministry are doing very hard to make sure that we do our work on time to avoid missing these deadlines. According to Saudi rules, pilgrims will start arriving in Saudi Arabia on the 29th of April. Based on our own calendar at the Hajj Commission level, our departure date is on the 19th May. That's we plan to leave from Banjul to Saudi Arabia this year. The contract is in progress. Alhamdulillah, MDGI is here. the Hajj Commission and the Ministry, we are working on that, inshallah. And this is a timeline for the Gambia to depart on the 19th May and return on the 25th, on the 14th June, inshallah. As you know, there is no work without challenges. The Hajj Commission, although the Ministry, the National Assembly, the Commission are trying, but we still have some challenges that we face. As you can see, we have no car, lack of independent budget for the Commission. Last year we are late, we couldn't meet the deadline of payments in Saudi Arabia. That was why we lost our proposed zone, that is zone 2, where we went back up to zone 4. No permanent office for the Hajj Commission. We still try, the Ministry is doing to get, so that we have our own office where we build, so that we get out from paying rent every year. We have some challenges regarding pilgrims who are not properly sensitized. We need that to be done to make sure that pilgrims are sensitized before they leave for Hajj. Without that, we have a lot of challenges when you come to buses and so many things, because if you are not properly sensitized, we have a lot of challenges. These extra days we stay, as I mentioned before, has caused, and it makes serious additional costs for the Hajj Commission, for the operation, and even for the pilgrims. Because if you take your money for 20 days and they add another 6 days for you, that would be a challenge for you. It has affected the operation. Some operators pay a lot of money on this to make sure that they maintain their pilgrims in their hotels in Makkah. Yeah. Also, the Commission was unable to visit the hotels effectively or efficiently due to, if you remember, I said in Medina, 12 hotels, in Makkah, 15 hotels. To monitor all these pilgrims on time, sometimes it's a challenge. That was a challenge last time we faced. And also, the 4th flight was grounded by civil aviation, requesting for their payment. And Alhamdulillah, Honorable Minister intervened, and it was released, and we were able to go. These are some of the recommendations the Hajj Commission would like the National Assembly, the Ministry to look at. That is to create a separate budget for the Hajj Commission. We don't have a separate budget, that's a budget line from the Ministry of Finance and so on. And also to give us the opportunity to start the Hajj operation earlier, which we are on it now, after submitting the report. To be located a land, as we said before, we don't have an office. Issuance of license, not later than on the 1st November. We want to make sure we issue license to 2025 Hajj operators, not later than 1st November. This is what the Commission wants to avoid any delay. The total cost of Mina to be paid not later than 15 November by any selected operator. If we said Bandu Travel is selected for 2024 Hajj, 2025 Hajj, which means within these 2 weeks, the Mina service fee, we pay that so that we pay to secure the right zone we want for our pilgrims. Without which, we will have the same thing that happened last year. And also the Act of the National Hajj Commission should be reviewed to see the current trend of Hajj operation. If you look at the Hajj operations and the National Hajj Commission Act, it has some challenges, some lapses. So we want to make sure that the National Assembly, the Ministry, to help us get a suitable, reviewed National Hajj Commission Act that will suit the current trend of Hajj operations in the Gambia, without which sometimes we have some challenges. And also develop a Hajj policy document, which will guide the Hajj Commission, the operators, and all other stakeholders in Hajj. Also, Minister of Hajj, because sometimes we have so many challenges. People with so many diseases that they're not allowed to go to Saudi Arabia because it's too old or very sick, with diseases that are not compatible with society, like tuberculosis and things like that, so that they monitor the pilgrims very well before they give them their medical certificate for them to travel. Because we have year before last, somebody with tuberculosis, with people in the same room, diabetes person who unfortunately finally they amputated him in Saudi Arabia. Some will go be in their house and get the medical certificate from the hospital. We want to make sure the ministry to look into that to avoid that, inshallah, and also to increase the number of doctors in the Hajj, because if you have a large number of pilgrims, not only you shouldn't take only nurses. You must include a doctor, a nurse with doctor in your team. So every 150 pilgrim, there must be a doctor and a nurse as well. A doctor alone cannot do the work, a nurse alone cannot do the work, so you must need a doctor by force to make sure it's with in your pilgrims during the Hajj operation. It is our own observation that the Commission observed that putting all pilgrims in 1 or 2, 3 hotels is easier to manage, to coordinate, than scattering all pilgrims into 12 or 15 hotels in Saudi Arabia, which is difficult to manage and to monitor perfectly. And also the Commission would like to have 2 vehicles, one in Saudi Arabia, because there is no vehicle in Saudi Arabia for the Hajj Commission. Although alhamdulillah, with the effort of the Ministry, the Hajj Commission were able to secure an ambulance this year with the support of some philanthropy from the Gambia. We bought a brand new ambulance, state-of-art ambulance, that will be there for the Gambia in Saudi Arabia. A brand new one is ready for use for 2024 Hajj. But there is the 2025 Hajj, but there is no official car. We pay a lot of money for car rent. Even if it will be a Costa, we suggest we have a Costa that will ease the movement of the Hajj Commission and doctors and the rest of the crew. And also we need 1 vehicle or 2, 1 for the operation and 1 for the chairman. There is no vehicle for the chairman. Our errands, we use his car. If one do any errand, we leave his car, or we send our staff, go look for taxi, go there and come back. If he's not around, it's difficult. If we have a mission in Dakar, we'll take his car to go to Dakar and come back. If he's busy, it's a challenge. So if we can have 1 for the chairman, and a utility car for the office errands. And also, last year there are companies that the pilgrim stayed only for 3 days in Medina, which we believe is very short. We recommend that any group that will go to Medina should not stay not less than 5 days in Medina. At least 5 days and above. Some will prefer 8 days, 6 days, but not 2 or 3 days in Medina. People want to explore the city, and it will be very hectic. You arrive today, the next day, the third you leave for Makkah. So we recommend that all pilgrims that arrive in Makkah, in Medina, should not stay less than 5 days. And finally, as we can see, to open registration for application for 2024 Hajj license, not later than 15th August. Alhamdulillah, applications are processed and it's at the final stage. Inshallah, very soon we'll license to 2025 Hajj operators. In short, this is what we have. If you have any other question, commissioners are here. The Honorable Minister is here. And I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. CJ, for that wonderful presentation. Honorable members, I think you all see
Emil with your staff. My honorable colleagues, thank you very much. My first question will go to where you said, due to the lateness of flight coming to pick you from Saudi back to Gambia, I think there were 3 days or 4 days, 6 days. I want to know the cost, who is now paying that cost? of you staying in the hotel and your feeding? Does that have to come compensated from by the airline, because they are supposed to pick you on a show date and they are going to do that? Who pays your staying in that hotel for 6 days, both your feeding and your accommodation? Okay, my second question will be, why were the flights grounded to the Gambia, you explained, from the issue of the government aviation? Why is the flights not compliant in paying what they're supposed to pay? Hence, there was an agreement with them from the, the companies that were awarded to take the pilgrims. Payments were disposed. Why were they grounded in the Gambia, and why were they not ready to pay what they're supposed to pay in the Gambia? And my last question will be, for now, to the Honourable Minister. In your recommendation or during your presentation, I've seen that you talk about the lack of vehicle for the chairman and the utility car for the commission. I want to ask the Honourable Minister, we are approaching budget session. Have you captured these issues in the budget, in the estimate that is coming to Parliament? These issues captured there?
I will respond.
And if yes, I will respond. And how soon are you also ready for the reviewing of the Hajj Commission Act? Because they said it needed review, and then moreover the act, I've seen we have so many lapses that need to be adjusted so that to suit the current standard. How soon are you ready to bring that act for review? Thank you very much.
What do we do?
Sorry.
I don't know whether we allow members to ask and after they respond. So you can take note. I don't know who is going to be responsible to. And
the Deputy Permanent Secretary will take note, and the Secretary to the Commission will take note.
Okay.
So I suggest let everybody ask, because there will be repetition if we don't do that. Okay. If they ask all the questions, then we give the answers.
Okay, Honorable I've answered to 2-3 questions and they have been asked.
Yeah, so it's better we ask and then we respond.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Minister, good morning. Honorable colleagues, Amir of Hajj and the Commission members. Assalamu alaikum.
Honorable, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Honorable Musa Abadi, member for Talini Punya constituency, also a member of the commission. I want to thank the Commission and the Ministry for the successful record so far. Year in, year out, the progress in Hajj has been noted. But since it's a moving thing, it is never completed. Every year there are new challenges. You have to rise up to those challenges and see how we can best address them. So far, the achievements, we've recognized them and we thank the Commission and the Ministry. My questions will have to give some clarity on some of your challenges. I've seen lack of sufficient beds for all the pilgrims in Mina and another place. I want to believe that. How is that possible? Can somebody explain that? Because I want to believe the number of the pilgrims is allocated, beds are already allocated according to the number of pilgrims. And also you've mentioned about the land issue. We are lucky that your commission is under the Ministry of Lands. The minister will tell us how he is able to, because it's true. Anyway, he's here. He can tell us. We are comfortable when the minister says, promises that we will have that. And also the special budget. In our budgets, we lump you up with other entities. You understand? So that I'm not sure if that's not going to be too late for now. The ministry has not catered for that. But then in the subsequent years, if the ministry wants to do that, we are willing and ready. And I think that is something that we can do. Yes. Challenge 6.
No, very good eyes.
Yes.
You are seeing it?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Some people like it.
Challenge 6. I want to understand that because normally when Hajj is coming, we see pilgrims being invited. At some point, certain years I saw them at Buva Zone, sometimes at Paradise Beach, and sometimes even Independence Stadium. Now, if you're telling me some are not properly sensitized on their Hajj rules, I want to know how it happens. Were you in the process, during the process, there are others who do not attend this training, and how do you allow that? And my final question is, you've seen how the calendar, how Saudi prepared a calendar of activities that they expect every country to adhere to. You understand? So I don't know how prepared is the committee, the commission, and the ministry to have that calendar so that operators, are prepared to adhere to that calendar. Because I remember when the Hajj Commission came to update us last time, there were some delays with regards to certain of the operators. According to, if I could recall, I couldn't recall specifically what was the thing, but there were some delays. Were you able to have a plan of action, a guideline for all these operators to be able to fulfill, so that we don't run into the lateness of paying to Saudi? At the end, you are referred instead of zone 2, you end up having zone 4. So those are kind of arrangements. That's what I want you to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Bali. Honorable Babu
Thank you. Just very few. Assalamu alaikum. Once again, thank you. I just wish to share with your permission, stand on the existing protocols to welcome everybody and to thank you for coming. Most of the questions have been asked. Probably just few other things that I would want maybe the ministry to just set more light on will be about the issue of budget. So I can remember in 2022 we budgeted some amount of money for religious affairs. And according to the former permanent secretary,
religious affairs or for the Hajj Commission?
For religious affairs. And according to the former permanent secretary then, when we asked him what was this budget line meant for, I can remember he made mention of the issues of Hajj, that sometimes there are contributions that the ministry will also give to the commission as far as that is concerned, and also some was going to the Christian Council. This was his response. And as a result, when we had the engagement with the Hajj commissions, some of the challenges that they mentioned were the issue of ambulance, the issue of vehicle for the commission, and that was in fact the reason why we increased that budget line last year. This year, I mean, in 2024, we increased it to 4,700,000. Yes, based on the submission that was given to us by the ministry. And the reason why we increased that budget line was to try to address some of the challenges that they face as far as transportation is concerned while performing Hajj in Mecca. I don't know whether the ministry could tell us whether that budget line was realized this year, for the year 2024. Also, another thing that I would really want to have a little bit of clarification is about the issue of zone. You're talking of having zone 4 instead of zone 4. What are the differences between having zone 2, or is there any merits for this? Does it have any advantage, having zone 2 than 4? I think that needs to be cleared. Compliance, the issue of compliance from the agencies. I think that was the reason why payments were delayed, and that resulted to you having Zone 4 instead of Zone 2. What have you done with the issue of compliance from the agencies as far as this situation is concerned? Because I can remember when you projected last year before us, there were some agencies that met the demands from you, from the Commission, and there were agencies that were yet to meet some of those demands from the Commission. At the end of the day, cumulatively, was that the result? Was that the reason why you resulted having Zone 4 or Zone 2? And are you thinking between the lines that if agency A is meeting his requirement as per the Commission and B is not, and as a result the clients from B is subjected to going to Zone 4 instead of going to Zone 2, even though A paid his subscription because he wanted his clients to go to Zone 2. I really want that thing to be addressed. Thank you.
The zoning is the last one you mentioned.
Yes.
So, any others?
Yes, they've said it all.
Okay. Then we have the sorry.
Thank you very much, Honorable Members, for introductions. Basically, the reason why I did not ask because I was there. And at the same
so it's good to take you now. You answer the question.
Yes,
that's what I was saying.
So many questions.
Yes. Help us answer some of the questions.
With regards to the hotels in both Mecca and Medina, and the number of days that normally some staff agencies normally spend both in Medina, sorry. Because when they arrive, flights normally come. First flight, second flight, like the last flight, before the last flight, the first flight that normally they can spend that time. But the last flight that normally comes, sometimes, people will think, oh, they are taking everything. So, but basically, in our own mind here, people always think if you go to Mecca, Medina, you have to spend specific number of days there so that you will be able to perform certain prayers and whatever. But I think this should be a regulation where no matter when you arrive Medina, you should be able to spend specific days, which will be determined by the Hajj Commission. Because other than that, operators will just decide to go at their own convenience. But I must thank the Hajj Commission, definitely, because basically, both in Mecca and Medina, they were going around to monitor, to see. Even myself, I was going out with them. So in fact, we did all the activities together. So one of the challenges also, because last time we talked about the ambulance, and that one, thank God, it was solved during the 2024.
We raised the money.
Yes, and thank you very much for that. The other thing is about the movement of the commission in both Mecca and Medina. Compared to other countries, I think they have the required mobility to be able to do some of those things. I think we as a country, we should also try to see how people can come up with those things. Because this is an annual event, which every Gambian, every Muslim want to go. So for that being the case,
it's gone.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So, but in fact, this report is the commission, but most of the things that are highlighted are very true. And I was trying to even compare it with my own report, and it's almost the same. So, what is important here? We look at the challenges and some of the recommendations. And the report is highlighted. The minister is here. at least we can work together. And for us as a committee, we are ready and willing for us to work together with the ministry, the commission, and all the travel agencies so that we can be the best. We want to be the best. If you are the best, it's the country. And the committee will be very happy to grab that our committee, the 6th legislature, the Senate committee has done something. So on that note, on behalf of the committee, I thank the High Commission for giving us that opportunity for us to be able to go. They did well, and the purpose of going, I think...
That's one of the reasons now you're answering our question. That's why I insist on that.
Yes. So now, the way we are going to do respond, it can be either in English.
I respond in all. I'll do all the responses.
You do all the responses?
All.
Okay. So how about the commission members?
The commission members, if they want to add anything that I left out,
good.
Because we have digested our report and studied the report and discussed it. So we've had this report before. And that was why we said if you give us notice, so that when we come here we are well prepared. So we'll respond on the questions that have been raised. If there is any issue that we have inadequate, then we will ask them to supplement. First of all, let me thank the committee and the chairman and the entire members of the committee for having an inside knowledge of the Hajj operations and generally the direction and operation of the ministry. However, I believe our interactions should still be increased. We should have more interaction, more meetings. Almost every month we should be able to find time to meet at least for 1 hour. Based on our busy schedule, we could be able to spare an hour, because the way the transformation that is undergoing in the ministry is fast and rapid, and the pace is quick, so it's important that the committee is in the loop. And that means we should try to schedule a meeting every month, at least, not to be the commission, but I mean the ministry. So that every month we meet at least for 1 or 2 hours, maximum we can meet. If we do it every month, then it makes a difference for us. It makes our job easier, makes our job easier. That's one thing. Secondly, when we came in, we found them right in the operations of the Hajj. They were just about to start the operation of Hajj. We went in March, and they were preparing. Though I found a lot of challenges regarding this of foreign exchange, remittance to pay for overseas. And we used our contact with the central bank. That issue was resolved. The monies were paid, and we didn't want to do any interference at the time, but we tried to learn from what was happening so that the next Hajj, that is this Hajj, we make sure we address some of these issues. And as highlighted by the various speakers who have spoken and the issues that happen, I think it is important to tell you what steps we have taken so far to address them. First is the issue of the ambulance. One of the commission members, in the name of Baiseni Seka, came to see me about this issue of this ambulance. And I said, government don't have the money. The only thing we can do is to try to raise this money through private philanthropists. Luckily, the first one we contacted gave us $50,000. But he didn't want his name to be mentioned. He said, don't put my name in the press. That is how you do job. He gave $50,000 straight. He said, but don't put my name in the press. I'm only doing this in the name of God. I'm helping my country and my fellow citizens who are in Mecca. Then I think GPA and I think Port Authority also came in, chipped in, and then that also gave $20,000. And I told them, look, you manage it there, you buy it there, because we cannot be here determine how this is bought, but then make sure that you buy the car. And then we let them do that as a commission. We only help them raise the money, and they bought the vehicle for utilization in that area. And we are also intending to try to get them another vehicle that they can use for operations. And one of the things that we have observed, Gambia is the only country where you find pilgrims scattered everywhere. And that's why I put my stand here. That if Nigerians can be in one area over 100,000 or Indonesian with 200,000, why should 2,000 people spread in 13 hotels, 13 different areas? That will stop. They have to be on the conditions of the commission, because the commission have the mandate. Unfortunately, some agencies feel too big, too powerful, too connected. They felt that they can be above the law. And that's going to end this time. They all have to operate, no matter who you are. You operate under their guidelines, if not, you will not license. And all these things will put in their conditions of license before they are awarded any license to operate. Nobody is above the law in this country. We must operate within the law. We are all equal before the law. And that I made very clear. I told the commission, do your job, make sure that all the pilgrims are in one area. So what we have done, they have signed a contract with a particular company that now have all the, who have 25,000 pilgrims he can house in one place, or 50,000. So they are going to stay with that. They've signed a contract on condition that if they go there, they are satisfied, they stay. If they are not satisfied, scrap it. And they put that in the contract. I say put it in the contract. When you go, you are not satisfied. Out, go to another, but everybody must be in the same side. But it will be your choice. And then nobody will go below 3-star. It's 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. That's what we have. That's why we have also included tourism inside the committee. And the next thing is about the food. Some of them don't feed the pilgrims well. And we are not going to accept that as a government. They must meet the standard Gambian food, Gambian standard food. If they don't do that, next year you come, we don't license you. So we make sure that really no one is above the law. Nobody thinks that you cannot be controlled, you cannot be managed. Your food must match the standard of Gambian food. What they are eating here, if you cannot give them more than that, don't give them below that. So we will also going to this time round monitor. The commission will be supported technically, and then when they are together, when the doctors want to visit them, it doesn't harm them. When they have emergency evacuation, something happening in Saudi Arabia now, we have to now involve in an emergency evacuation of your pilgrims. It's very easy. But when everybody is scattered, you cannot evacuate your citizen. And in every operation, you must take into account emergency operations. And that's why some of them, what they did, listen to me, they went and signed contract there for hotels without getting license from the commission. They choose their own hotel, paid their own money there according to them, without getting a license to operate a Hajj. Yes. And that's what I told them is not going to happen. That's your business. You have to wait for the commission to say you are licensed. And the license condition now, you meet them. When you meet the license condition, you sign. If you cannot meet them, you don't sign. You cannot have a commission that people feel they are more important than the commission. And that they want to do whatever they want to do because they are well connected. That will end, not under my watch. And I told them the issue of negotiating of hotel, that's your responsibility. It's not me. Even if you have no business in negotiating a price that you pay. Let them go and negotiate with those people. Between 3-star is your business. If you want to get your staff 4-star, your pilgrim, for them to be happy, it's your business. If you want to give them 5-star, you go and negotiate with the person. Negotiate whatever you agree, that's it. We are not involved in that this time. It's not our business. We don't want to be involved in that. But I told the commission, the people, the area you choose those hotels, they all must be there. But that means when we have situation in the Gambia that needs immediate action, the Gambia can easily. The doctors who have complained not being able to meet this pilgrim, you have to go to 13 different sites. A small country of only 2,000 pilgrims. That must end. And I made it clear. They are saying everywhere, they've been lobbying, but the commission must stand its position firm. We cannot have secret cows in this country. You understand? That one we must make that very clear. The law will apply. So the other thing is about the flight that was grounded. The flight that was grounded was because civil aviation felt that there were taxes that were waived that they were not informed. And that was also a miscommunication from their representative in the commission, because that's why we also have them as members of the commission. So they did not communicate that to civil aviation. And that's why the civil aviation grounded the flight. I called the Director General, Famsu, he told me that there are taxes that need not to be, that's not paid. I said, but you are wrong strategically. You cannot do this. You should have waited until the last flight is here. Because if you do that now, you are putting our hostages there. They will not come. Wait until the last flight comes, then you ground the flight. But your own pilgrims are there, and now you are grounding the flight. What's your intention? You want to sabotage? Then I told him that the flight must leave now. But when the flight left, they also wanted a guarantee that when they bring the last flight, they will not be grounded. So I had to intervene again to give that assurance that when they come, they will be let go. So that was sorted out. But now what we have said this year, I told them, we have no intention of increasing the Hajj this year. Absolutely. No justification for it. Government have not fixed the price yet. We'll fix it and let everybody know. Because last year they used the dollar depreciation. Between the dollar and the dalasi. Dalasi depreciation against the dollar. Then it was about 10%. This year it has not depreciated much. When they were going to Mecca, it was about 68, 69. This year it's about 71, 72. So you cannot justify any increase on the Hajj package. And secondly, the cost of packages in Mina, price have gone down this year. It has gone down. So we cannot be held hostage by operators who believe that they can do whatever they want to do. The cost of flight, I told them this year, we will not add a penny from what we paid last year. Go and negotiate. They are negotiating. That's not our competence. They are negotiating with the flight operator, and GIA is taking the lead in that. Because it's a Gambian company, the money and the profit will remain with GIA so that they can maintain their staff. So what I told them was, now when I saw all the flights they brought, I said, is there a Gambian company involved? They said GIA. I said, go for GIA. Luckily, GIA came second or first? For the offer. First. They came first. I said, since they came first, even if they come second, I will tell you to go with them, because that's a Gambian company. Yes. Luckily, they came first. So when they came first, now they are going there to inspect the aircraft, satisfy, negotiate, but we will not increase a dime from what we paid last year. And all the taxes of civil aviation that are not waivable must be included and be paid to civil aviation. That's the ministry's condition. That's the ministry's condition. That's what we told them. Whatever you negotiate, civil aviation must be paid, the taxes that cannot be waived. Part of that package, let them pay it there, so that we will get it done. That's what I told that the ministry have communicated to them. And I'm sure they are working on that, and I'm sure the GIS Director General who understand, he's in every meeting that is conducted. So he knows about that. So whatever package they are going to offer in lifting the pilgrims, they must make sure they pay civil aviation their money, the taxes that cannot be waived, and because you cannot waive back, there are things you cannot waive. This is only Parliament have the power. Nobody have the power to do that. So that one will be paid part of the package, and then they will, and you will not increase $1 because we know what the situation is. So I think GIA have got a partner. They need to do that. We trust in them. Now they are inviting a package of people to go there. We'll make sure that by next week, they go and inspect, come back and tell us, we'll communicate to the committee, whatever agreement they have on that. With regards to the issue of beds in Minna, I think there was a bad failure of operations in Minna. One, they were betrayed by a particular player there in Minna. A lot of things happened that could be addressed this time around, and that's why we are moving quick this year to make sure that all those things are avoided, so that there will be no problem of who paid. You paid somebody 10 beds, he gives you 5 beds. So if you pay for 10, make sure you get your 10 beds. That one we have asked them to immediately go and address that, so that that will not happen again. And we are hoping that that problem will be addressed. With regards to the issue of office, we're giving them a piece of land. And I think That piece of land, they have already got offer for people to support them to build the headquarters for them. So yes, they've got support for people to build and support them to build the head office. And whatever we can do also at the level of Parliament, whatever funds we can raise.
Okay, no, go ahead.
No, she's talking. I want to wait for her to finish.
No, go ahead.
No, finish with her. You are chairman.
No, it's okay. We are done. Okay.
Yes,
so we are happy to hear that.
Yes.
About the land.
Yes.
Where is it located?
Well, it will be all the government institutions, all these agencies. We've got almost 50 of them. We got them land in Brussels.
Oh, wonderful.
They will all be there. All of them will be there. Everybody. Every agency will stop renting anymore. It's too costly for government. So we'll now get them a piece of land in Brussels. All of them will be there.
Okay.
So they will be there. We've already directed that they also be given a plot of land there. And that they will get the land. And I think they already got offer from their partners to help them build this headquarters. With regards to the vehicle internally, I'm aware of that. I just saw him coming out of his vehicle this morning. And I had a meeting yesterday with the principal. And we believe that they will be getting a vehicle soon. Yes, they will be getting a vehicle soon for a start. Then in 2025, we'll see if we can buy a fitting vehicle for the Amir himself. But they will get an operational pickup, a brand new one, that they will use to do the operation. Yes, but then for him to get an official car, we'll try to see what we can do in 2025. You know, all the things that we have budgeted this year were viat. They are all viat. So we could not get the money to even do some of the planned expenditure. We can understand the constraint that we have in terms of revenue generation. Then the issue of sensitization, I think again, that's where they have to reinforce the law. The Hajj Commission must make sure that agents respect the rule by making sure that they sensitize their people accordingly. I told them we cannot compromise them. That's their job to reinforce that. They must reinforce that to make sure that if you are taking pilgrims, you take those pilgrims, sensitize them, tell them, help them, educate them about Hajj, and make sure that they do it. Somebody don't do it, blacklist him. Next year we don't give him license. There is nobody who is above the law here. I think that is clear. I told them that should not happen. And this thing, our ministry will monitor it. We are not doing your job, but we'll monitor your job. If you don't do your job, we'll make sure your job is done. There is no compromise with regards to that too. Because you cannot carry pilgrims just because you don't want to spend money to train them, and then you go there, they don't even know what to do. That's most unfair after having paid all this money. So we have told them about that, and I think they will also take note of that. Reviewing the Hajj Act, we are extremely busy for now. We are doing the policy, we are doing the NGO Act, we are working on the estate agencies. We have a lot of things that we are doing. I don't foresee this thing coming here until by end next year. We are overwhelmed. I will tell you that, to be honest with you. We are extremely overwhelmed with the things that need to be done there. And they have been done, but if you want to add this thing on top of it, I don't believe in hiring consultants all the time, spending government money in the name of consultants. I believe where we can get people to do it, it should be done. Then you can also get it sensitized at the Ministry of Justice. And then from there you can move on. But for every issue, you hire a consultant. Every issue, you hire a consultant. At the end of the day, for me, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't work that way. And I think that's the budget line he talks about, giving them a budget. We'll discuss with the Ministry of Finance. This will be a matter that we can discuss with the Ministry of Finance. Whatever finance advice, we will go by that, because they are the custodian responsible of this issue of budget lines. So we will take it up with them. So whatever they tell us, we would have no problem in making sure that we really do that. But they need to give us the authority to do that. I think it has I have almost covered everything, unless there is something left. State of preparedness for this year. We are well on the move. We are ahead. We are ahead of all these dates, because we started meeting 2 months ago, 2 months ago. Immediately 1 week after Hajj, second week we swing into action. Make sure that nothing is delayed, everything is done on time. So we will certainly do whatever it takes to make sure that, because when you are going with a change, you have reactionaries. You have reactionaries who do not want you to succeed. They want to sabotage, to fail you, because people don't like change. They resist change. They don't want change to happen. They want to maintain the status quo for their own interest. So therefore, there are a lot of people working to sabotage you. That's why we are moving faster than they think. But the changes must happen. There will be no sacred cow. There will be no untouchable. The commission must do its job in accordance with the Act of Parliament and their mandate. If you don't want to be, you will not be licensed. We have not issued the license yet. We have to state the condition, share it with the committee. We will share the committee conditions with you, and once we inform you, we'll now invite them to say this is the condition. If you want to take it, you sign, we give you. You go. If you don't want to take it, you're out. We give somebody to do it. That's the way we're going to do. Let them quote me. They are hearing me. There is nothing to hide in this. This is my position as a minister responsible, and I am willing to listen for suggestions how we can go about this. But there must be a change the way we operate for the betterment of our pilgrim. You cannot take our pilgrim giving them food that they have to buy their own food to eat when they have paid you money to eat. We are not saying give them the best food in New York or Saudi Arabia, but the food they were eating in Gambia, don't give them below. If you cannot give them that same food, don't give them below that food. And in the name of what? Because you are an agent. It can't happen. We make sure that everything is done according to law. We are not perfect, but we go according to the principles. Yes. So if there is anything that is left out, just let me know, please. Yes.
Probably just about the 4.7 million that was approved, and which the PS from then.
Yeah, let me help you on this.
Yes.
There is a misconception from what the PS told me. We budgeted, when we came into government, we realized that there was no money budgeted for the Supreme Islamic Council and the Christian Council. And then we had to look for money to give them that money, 2 million plus the other 1 million, whatever. So we decided that there should be a budget line at the Ministry of Local Government for the Christian Council and the Supreme Islamic Council. Now it's undergoing audit. We in fact have a lot of audit queries that we are now responding to regarding all that, because we are responsible of it. We give the money, it's public money, and it's been audited. That's the one I know of. Religious is meant for the religious party. It's not for the Hajj Commission, from what I know for that one. And I think that money is being disbursed to these two agencies. That where we really need to, what I'm trying to think of now, and I think we need to take that into account, is the Imam Ratib of the Gambia having a salary, and the Bishop of Banjul having a salary. It's a serious commission. It's the only country in the world where your Imam Ratib is not paid a salary, where the Bishop of Banjul is not paid a salary. And I think this is an area we need to work on adjusting it so that it can be embedded in this religious budget, and then at least from January, they can be paid a salary. You know, in other countries, I don't want to mention around us, it's the municipality that pays the salary. The municipal, the council, they pay salaries to imams. The imam of the city, whatever. Yeah, imam, they pay them. But unfortunately here, our councils, I mean, you know, it's totally, we cannot discuss that here. You understand what I'm saying? So, but the central government can now assume these two people, the Imam Ratib of Banjul and the Bishop of the Gambia. This, I think we need to see how we can put that list here in the budget for these people. I think that makes a difference for that vote of religious affairs. Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for that this commission, because the understanding at the time was that maybe Supreme Islamic Council will assist. But then, like you said, the budget is for the two entities. Yeah, that was right. You've given me a big relief when you spoke. These are my reasons. Before today, we've had that you unilaterally asked that operators are going to a particular hotel. Now, no, wait, just wait. Don't worry about it. This is outside work, outside language. But then, I failed to bring it up because it's not the subject of the matter.
I know about it.
Yes, so
even the one who called, I know.
It's really, I'm relieved.
The one who called,
no one called me. No one called me. Not the operators. I cannot tell you even one operator. Maybe the person who told me knows an operator. But then I don't know any operator apart from GIA. You understand? In terms of relationship. But then you are within your limits. All what you've said here are matter of regulations. You understand? Our confusion was if you are the one negotiating hotels for the operators, then you could have been. But to say that this type of hotel, standard 3-star, no one should go below, that's regulation. That's you are in line. Yeah. To say that this food should be this way, you are in line. To say that they should all be grouped in one hotel if there is, you are in line. Those are all regulations. Yeah. So I'm relieved now. And then if the commission is doing the negotiations with them, but you are definitely in line.
We are not business.
With regards to those of things, some of these things, and it's good that regulations are put in place so that our people live in the best of conditions while at the Hajj. That one, and I want to commend you because I said in the beginning, when the minister, I will be comfortable when the minister says he's going to give land, and he did that. So,
I told them.
Thank you. This is what I want to clear, that I was relieved. Now you mentioned this issue.
Tomorrow, next year, next month.
The land. The land when? He's saying the land when?
No, for you people, they are working on it.
No.
The next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks, okay.
No more than 2 weeks. Already done. I'm just waiting to finalize, but it's already done.
Okay.
Yeah, we have already done it.
Thank you. So I'm not sure whether this new regulations you are going to update.
No, these regulations are already existing. The problem is they could not implement it.
Okay,
some people were too powerful that they cannot touch them.
That's wonderful.
You understand what I'm saying? They were untouchable that cannot be touched.
Yeah.
If you touch them, they will threaten to sack him.
No, it's fine.
He will threaten.
You are in line.
You understand what I'm saying? So now let them do their job. If they do their job, we will be here to make sure it's enforced.
Yes.
But you cannot be untouchable. Think that you are the only one who can decide what happened. You can go to the president and tell him something. When you know that it's supreme, the president will tell you, go, we are doing what's right.
Yeah.
You understand? How can you go and sign a contract for a hotel when you have not been licensed by the commission?
That's wrong.
How can you do that? And then you come to complain. And you have Gambian pilgrims scattered in 30 different things or less than about 2,000 pilgrims. When you have people with 50,000 living in one area, in case there is a disaster in Saudi, want to evacuate our citizens, how can we evacuate them? How can we get the military or the logistics to evacuate our citizens out of that place? The doctors cannot even meet them all when they go around. They find it horrible and disturbing. And GIA has to take a lead because GIA is a government company. It's a government company. They employ over 300 staff. If those people are redundant, what would happen to us? We have to. And that's why we said, since you have a partner with the aircraft, you go and do the plane. But then people must go and inspect the plane to go and check what happened there and then come back to report to us. Then we can inform the committee at the right time that this is what we have done, this is what is done, and then you are in the picture. Because you are representing the people that we are taking for Hajj. We are the government. So we owe it to you to inform you.
So in terms of your listing, the number of pilgrims, like the quota.
Yeah, let me help you on the quota. We wrote to the Saudi authorities about a month ago regarding our new population. Because the law, the rule, they can change the rule because it's their country. They can also make what they call preference, but it's 1%. So if you check our population, the new census is 2.4, almost let's say 2.5. When we wrote to them, what the Saudis are saying, United Nations have not adopted your report yet. And if UN have not adopted it, we will not get it from Gambia. So that's our position now. We cannot force. And since we said it's a rule, this year we may not be able to get the United Nations to accept, to approve, adopt our census report because they are still not ready. It's just the preliminary figures you got. So we cannot force it this year. We'll maintain the quota we have until we pray that next year we'll make sure that UN adopt it and our quota is increased by another maybe 500 people more. Yes. But then there can be what we call internal negotiation with them to see what you can manage from them. So we hope that when we go to January, but we are not promising anybody. when we go in January, we should be able to engage the Saudi minister and the Hajj minister and discuss with him and see what they can do for us. But it's not guaranteed. The only guarantee is United Nations adopting our population census report.
Now that you are the OIC of the, you are the chairman of the OIC, this shouldn't be a difficult task for you. So, Honorable, yes, I just want you to observe that maybe since we have the agencies, representatives from the agencies, I think...
He's not a representative, he's a member of the commission.
He's a member?
Yes.
Okay.
But he's also an agent.
Yeah, maybe they will want to also say something.
No, allow me, let me finish the question. I'll give them the floor to ask who they want to ask something.
Okay.
Finish the question. Tell me the questions are over. I'm the leader of this group. Tell me the questions are over. If they are finished, then I will let them come in. Right now. Yes. Are the questions finished?
No, they cannot be finished. Let's hear from them.
Okay. Now, Chairman, the ball is back.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. I think I will also reiterate just like what Honorable Baji said. You know, this is why it's always important for us to engage and discuss.
Yes.
Then when we do that, you know, we will start developing this family space. And at the end of the day, we are all the same. So basically, all what you have narrated, for me now, I'm not just a blind to it, but I was there. In fact, when we were there, to monitor all the hotels, we had to divide ourselves into.
Can you imagine that? Small country.
So you have the Amir group and the deputy Amir group. I was part of the deputy Amir's group. So we had to go around to various hotels and whatever. So I think the agencies should also try to see how best, because at the end of the day, whatever we do has to reflect to the general interest. That's why I'm saying the common good, the common goal, we all have to achieve one common goal. That is to satisfy the pilgrims. But anyway, agencies are also potential partners in this. So with the High Commission and the Ministry, we will allow you, you can also, because I know Andy is here, as a member of the commission, but equally as a operator. So we just want to hear whatever the Honorable Minister, who is the overall leader, is here, so that we can all put our efforts together and move forward. Thank you. So if any of you, both now, because we are using English too much, and I understand some of you,
they all understand English.
Yes. So I mean, if you want to talk, you can talk in your own language. Yes, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين Memo be kontona, be minister kontona, be chairman Jimmy Fana kontona, and deputy Mbejan, and Hajj Commission Mbejan. Mafla leko assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So nyatonya nenekana ja mitinola nka kontana malbita kontana tabake. Atu minister India mwenye mujua decision le taronge fula decision le. Kabisa ya bata de bi dia modia tele. Ngene Hajj Commission la support asoleti. Mi alongo ni yoke yen support le na loko betala ya. Alaji jeme ma beta hijitambila obekera seloleti. Year before last Serunko nga plano hijal betara dwahidi. Karo kete jang isu aleti. Fordol dunte hijo kono yaate ke sabatas kuntul sifir nyamema. Ngamira ni mo ye sabatas alay sementu ya ekaste mosodole. Kati baje ko sangole fewole ne so da melo ko gambia ne ma min sodo. Afrika be gambia force dunia be gambia tati. Wo be femfe ma wasa na manke ko ka ke kan kilinti wole ko ni sambanya
Ministerial foten ni aje ko kontanta bakele ndol ministre le sembo dina ka foko Hajj commission ndol la sembo de tabela data par o proto control la sembo dila wala sembo na tabela ndol dala de lo ko keno la ate keno sai e baje la ko ndol ngala ndi tene ko ate kela ali to mi fo le ka lo no la sembo wala tinna nga example di ngoy ko wati tambitam Gambia bela hikal katara hotel kelimet iko wo temo to ko ban kini ka mosamba ngoy ko nali balanta katara hotel kili wala maka ninta ta bena be katara tenti kili wala bara mo ila higala be dama de ka lo ne oto katara hotel kili aka do ko so ne de ambulance kili docteur la nyaato ko mo kilimet abara awon wala nyaade 15 hotels ate keno la woto ni opportunity de la ka foko higiral samba isalo ko nyi chelo wala be Gambia be ko salato do ko wala woto fere ke dal mo be ka kan kilinti ngamira ka kan kilinti wala ka do ko samba nya ba mi ata ko kan kilinti wala kana sabo mi alo ko dal nyo baydo le be je sawda so isaje ko ngi dilale batani o dulali dala be tata bakele pour ka o soto ka ko dal mo be tara dula kilin o ko mata ay min fa ko mata ni atara ko nata ngaje ko dol beje alafta VIP do beje alafta premier wol ben tol bani ni kala compagnie ni eti mo jele de mo yalla ko VIP mo jele de mo ni tol be ak calculator waje la ko tol be jibe la hotel be yalla ko VIP hotel le wala tara e sa de ka be ka do ko sonel ba mo ni fa so VIP le wala ko na fa so VIP le on problème wala ti den di baje la ka do ko ko le di bakale ni tolle na kay gane kele tam betale ngena tolla wole lo de me yalon ko wole be obrotol jibe la le yele higila tren nyaadi lo ko ma fo ka ko e tren nyaadi le andri ko tan yendo sa tan yandi kala fembe ni ata ko te higila tren sinya fula mbajela ko ma no ka mi de me la wala ta sinya fula e pass example min kata maka solata le ka tren maka taranya sa ko jadi kana hijola ane makala kijon inyanta o belonda o to ila higila ni anta ko masla ali ye groupe sen mi ala ko fempe 40 ye nak fembo to ya sen groupe to ko momo ya tren jadi kata o be kelale ando fana na molo ke mi ala ko wala belola kany ko be kibe ada tamala nyabe ma akola ni nata domuro la karola to nyala min ya ko higila le sabanya ke samba ke ta hijola tonya ni higila mo domoro gaja ma te hijo ke la nyama para be solo sele pour kaje ko higila le sambaya ya taale ando fara ye dogo di anyama ye fara ye domoro fara di la fara anyama ye domoro ga anyama mina la problemo ntole tata pour ka be ko ni jo bare operator hijo kala nyama ma moti je bi ala ka fa ko dal nganda ko do landile ni ko e la silo de la nyanta mi jola ngajo ito ke hijila le batni ya jo ni hijila batni ya jo na kisate ko tol kaleti ka hijila e ka joro ke lasmi ndole so sai pour mina ka joro ke ngadola ni so mi alo be badala ka be sai ka ko ndole betala pour ka dola ni jibe ni ngadola jibe fo paretale ni tol nga sai ko so la de mba jola le be jeta na kasije nsaji be jata ya commission on beta waran tempe biam katiya de ta commence la kala sai ni to nga sai yoro ma ke manta ni la ya ma te kala to ta fo joro ke ali o to yo ma ke bayi la pro seru nga damenta wala zone 2 atele sudiyata jabarata ne kata fayola zone 4 a jambara o be las kabo zone 4 kana jamara a jamfa batale sako jata ko tilo kadi mo be tala le janda ka futa je ay muru isaje ko tilo sa batale bakere wala nga min ju so zone 2 bare ma so no ka to go ma do awato joro ketale kam to ngajo mo wuli fula control dunia be mo kene marata teto la wala ka control ni tenata e ba fala ko min tole mo jelle abaskrina la fa ko dola kare area kare square meter ka wala fenke mi square meters wa fi mo le seru wala mistake bara mistake fula jamani ntola jati ka ko ni ayo atebe sabala ka ko jande itele nyatele ponso bella ni mo jelle ka to ma bitale anyanta muru mi ala ko dula de wara ya foto e to alla fe ko ni ponso ko kete bonda ngame wote mo to sa fa den mo kata bina ama o fo fonto la tarim bani wala fotale je ka joga ma kita wo ma ko ni wala yo sa ba ka na na ngate le ko to ma ko do yobina nkai ko sai nga fo ministerial do ko e ke wala dula dinna sai ala na dula kuntu be ala ko faruta bake ka dinna o be ala mistake ko sabata ko mistake ka ko minya ta kala ba wala kenu mino fara nyata fo la toli ali ima o fo fana wala ka problem mo be ala ko jandi mo be dunna na ko dol ta batal fo fara ko mi so ta fara pour ka inje wala consulate ani embassy comme fenke fo de afa nyama ko to ko ni mo kata hijola pabe tete bulu problème wala zero nation kabale ke ni to
they use the embassy they hide there now they want to put themselves in the
mo min kata hijola ikasia bake
but where the students
yani akasia bake nyina dum e ko ni mo mota ni e mota 50,000 riya amin kaso kare woro yedi pot 50,000 ni also ibetala makasi nyafla sinyafla ibetala wala then imagine kabele ofe ko nkina ngaki consulate ko ka ni si atonte ali ala ko jide beke ka siru kan jade kana do e ko mada ka ko jida ko be ka fate kan ka wala bi ko itele do so ka boso dila ka ko a embassy be be ya wala nyanta do wa ka tele ya din dolla ba joti lo tinya ya din dolla do ngal ma ko tinya wala ko tete o ke wala wani banque do amela ni to ngade ko nyata respecta ka je ko dal ni mo moy ka so teta ni ma so do si do be je hijo ke signata bay ka ta ko to ka ko ti signata ni problème wala anu mina ni ko mo wuli fula e pon wuli fula de be domoro mo wuli fula contrôler kana gio mo wuli fula contrôler kana ni te mo wala fa do be ta ko be la la ni tole abe domoro kala do abe si je mala dinna so ko ya be fenge ya ka kule tole nya ibaje la ko nyimbe na do teje na dil mo le tora o to asola tel ko yo kala buga aman ke jawayati wandi ban ko le loi be la deje pour ila la da o to mara ko la da ha anya te kala ko ti ya ko mbesi fere ka no kanta kende ke na no ma ga ni ko abeta ton ka be no fe ngi ni ka ministre ngi ni ka to la mo membe jes diplomate membe je na mi to la fa ni jola iko silo beje mi ya ko billa ta na ta be wala be hijo kero la ba na man na wo silo la ni nga mo tan ta jela ko diplomatique o to ni be so ta pour amari o kala ka ta te be ya la ya fu ko gebere do na mi ta ta do la ka wole lo atinya ban ko la to le katinya ni o to ma fere ke dal wol fara yo kala be yo kala be ministre je la ko to ke kabrin aya laari do di ko dinkani masuk lola asita te nyonya nyama isade ko wasibete ya baken avec la history leti atela jamano beza barola jamano Hajj commission ye dula sotomi ya longo ya lole ko betala history leti inshallah ado fana tola committee fana wala jamano fana abe be la history leti asita fana baraji mi alka be tena ko reba ka dula la bi ala ko pour mo bele ni mo mo dunda je fana pour ka dino tamedi o be kela kuti mi ala ko nyon tawale ala baraka bake.
Thank you. Thank you, Amir. So I don't know.
Anybody want to speak? Just give us
yeah, Imam. Imam Sisi. From there to Auntie, yeah?
Yeah, visit.
Yes, are you giving Imam Sisi the floor? Or
from Imam Sisi.
Yeah, I need to say something. Or he's going to lift our pilgrim. I covered it. Yeah, you have to speak there.
Okay, let's start from Jaya then.
Yes. Yeah, for
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairman of the committee, honorable members of the committee, honorable Minister, the Amirul Hajj and the team, and my fellow civil servants, senior civil servants. I just want to thank the Honorable Minister for speaking on our behalf, because this report should have been actually, the questions that were raised should have been answered by us, the operators and also the Hajj Commission. But he took the initiative
to read the report, to master it, and to know what's in the report.
Exactly, because as he said before, this report, we deliberated on the report, at our own level with the minister. So that shows how prepared we are and how consultative we are with our minister. That's why he was able to take the lead and answer all the questions that were actually raised. First of all, I think the areas that I would want to talk about is about the empowerment of the Hajj Commission, which was actually said by or delivered by the Honorable Minister. It is very important that the Hajj Commission is empowered, as he said, because the way the Commission has actually been working, I think, has really affected the way we have been performing in the past Hajj. And with regulations, we have the National Hajj Commission Act. There are other guidelines and regulations that are in place, but they are not enforced. So it appears, the National Hajj Commission are not well empowered, and they cannot deliver most of the things, and they cannot do their monitoring and control of operators in the way they want, so that we can actually achieve what we intend or what is desirable for Hajj operations. So thank you, Honorable Minister, for that empowerment. We are really grateful that this is coming from you. The next is about the partnership, which is very critical in this year's operation. The reason why GIA has taken the lead in terms of the aircraft for the pilgrims, uplifting the pilgrims from Gambia to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia this year. We look at three factors. One, for the first time in the history of Hajj operations, GIA is participating in taking this lead. Before, we usually have foreign carriers. They would bid for the national, they would bid through the National Hajj Commission, uplift our pilgrims. Whatever payments or revenues are generated from these aircraft, transactions, are usually repatriated to these countries. So, in essence, we are paying everything, goes out of the country. We look at it and said, particularly from the experience of last year, we had to stay 6 extra days. And for GIA alone, this has cost us over $50,000. $50,000 from our operating revenue. So in essence, it has actually thrown us into a loss. Because GIA as a government entity, the package that we have charged to the Gambian pilgrims is just to cover our cost. We're not looking for any profit there as a public entity, as a public enterprise. So what happened to us last year, I sat with my team, I said to them, we are the national carrier, we have to be innovative. Why would we allow foreign companies, or foreign airlines to bid for, to uplift our pilgrims from here? We as a national carrier, if we don't have the capacity, if we don't have any airline, options are there where we can partner. We can forge partnerships with other airlines, and through that partnership, there is a revenue that we're going to realize from that. And that revenue stays in the Gambia. So instead of allowing, for them to bid independently and take 100% of all that revenue is taken to foreign countries. So I think this is an innovative thing that my team also welcomed when I discussed with them. They said, yes, they have been operating for decades, but this has never happened. But I said we have to start from somewhere. And of course, these are some of the innovations that we are actually doing as a national carrier. In terms of this partnership, I think Hajj is just one element of it. Because what we have, what the steps that we are actually taking is to put Gambia back into the skies. If you look at the Gambia, we have been here for decades. We have been flying since Gambia Airways time. And there are potential partners out there. These Abu Dhabi-based conglomerates, they are involved into flight operations and other operational activities. So we explored that. We have been negotiating since January this year. We have signed an MOU with them for flight operations. so that we can be connecting the sub-region from Gambia to Lagos and also from Banjul to Gatwick. These are some of the plans that we have. And after signing the MOU that was taken through the cabinet, and the cabinet has approved it for us to move on with our negotiations, which we are actually doing. So Hajj is just one element. After the Hajj, that will even give them the assurance that we are ready actually to get back into the skies, and they are ready to support us in terms of bringing the aircraft, in terms of bringing the operational capital. So I think this is something that we really need the support of the National Hajj Commission. The Honorable Minister has been very supportive in terms of all the negotiations that we have been conducting with these partners. So this year for the upgrading of pilgrims, GIA is actually going to take the lead. And of course, as I said before, this would be at the benefit of all the Gambians, because if anything happens, like last year, I think the contract where we got it wrong, the contract clause, one of the contract clause was for the fact that if there is any delays in the slot, it will be the responsibility of both parties. So Ethiopian Airlines, when the slots changed, they didn't even bother to actually, compensate us. Or
that's why we are not using them to
change something. So what I think, if it is negotiated within our own domain, like GIA is involved, I think such things, we should be able to manage locally, because we are, a party to partnership. So in terms of the payment arrangements, I know the operators, there was a challenge last year in terms of payment on time, as Amin rightly said, which has cost us, the zone that we desire to get.
I mean, I've dealt with that.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, what I actually want to...
You were the accused one.
Yes.
Clear yourself in 2 minutes. We move.
What I want to actually appeal to the ministry and also to the National Commission with the assistance of the committee as well is about financial arrangement. Gambia, we are taking only 2,000 pilgrims. Some of these advance payments, I think the government can intervene. We can put a package in place through the central government, make the payment in advance, and then operators can actually pay. Because liquidity can be something.
Let me help you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. I know that's what you are talking about. When you are operating a Hajj package, you are signing a contract, you know the number of pilgrims you should have. You should be able to put something on the table. You should be able to put something on the table. Then government facilitate through the central bank the payment of this money. But you know that you have been given a contract. You know that you have this number of pilgrims to sell, to give out, and you have nothing to put on the table. And you want us now to pre-finance that from taxpayers' money. That's a question we need to ask when you raise this issue. I'm not ruling it out. I'm not saying when I go to the finance minister, the question is going to ask me. Yes. Because you have to play the devil advocate. Yes, the finance minister will ask me, look, Honorable Minister, they are already certificated to go and make pilgrims. How much are they depositing for us to effect that payment? That's the question he will ask me. So I think that's what we need to deal with first. You are the commission, you are a member. Deal with your licensing operators. When you are licensed, how much can you put in on the table on the spot in advance for us to be able to effect this payment? Even if you raise 50%, maybe the government can come out. We say that you have some good willingness. Then we can now talk to finance, say, you release this so much for them, and then when they pay in 2-3 months, week, one month, we give you the balance of money. But you don't start anywhere. You want government to carry that when you are in a business operating venture, it becomes extremely difficult. It will be easier if there is something on the table, then I use that to say, look, Mr. Minister, we need extra on this to pay this money now. That would be more encouraging. Are you with me? So that one we'll discuss it further, but first let the Amir take it up. You as members of the commission, when we license those who are going to operate, when they are licensed, then we now ask them what we expect them to pay. I think that's the way it should work. Yes.
Okay, Honorable Imam Sise, you should operate and be.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maa ngi njëkk nuyu comité bi na sant bu baax waaye di sant itam suñu ministre bi nga xam ne déggal ñu xam ne li mu fi wax dafa jël Makka bi yëpp bàyyi bu dara te loolu toujours ñu ngi ko gis ci moom ci meeting yi ñoo def ak moom nga xam ne da ngay gëstu yu sew yu bare ci mbir ak Makka mu di ci waxtaan ak ñun tuuti rek laa bëgg a yokk ci wax ji rek ndax wax na yëpp li ma njëkkali fi rek mooy ne lu ma seetlu la ci wàllu comme landlord comme audience yi ni ñu demee ci côté bi ñu am ñu ngi gëstu pour noo xamante ne ñëpp danañ moo nekk ci benn place dëgg la soo demee ci yeneen réew yi da nga gis ne pour li nga am ci audience war a nekk ci benn hôtel du yomb waaye Gambie 2000 bi ñu am nii ñun gis nañ hôtel yoo xamante ne dañoo jël sax ëpp na 2000 kon ñu gis ne lii ba tey itam daal lu ñu war a bàyyi xel la bu defee ko noonu ñoom ñëpp ñu mën a am foo xam ne dañ nekk ci benn place loolu danañu noppal dina baax trop ci ujaaj yi dina noppal national commission. ñaareel ba mooy nu su carte bi nga xamante ne tudd nañ ko fi loolu ñu ngi ciy bàyyi xel bu baax te toujours amir ci boppam danañu ci yee bu baax diñu ci dimbale dëgg la donte la yenn private yenn operators dañ da gis yenn ñoo xam ay student leen xañ na ñu ngi ca réew ma pour gis ne mun nañoo dimbalaate ak ñoom loolu nag du ñëpp waaye am na yenn operators yoo xam danañ ko di gisee noonu waaye fekk loolu ba tey itam jafe-jafe laay indi ndax nekk na loo xamante ne soo amee ña ko def danañ am problème ak ñi nga xam ne jël nañ leen muy student yooyu nga xamante ne ñu ngi ca réew ma ñetteel bi mooy affaire yi wér-gu-yaram dëgg la ñoom liggéey boobu ñoom ñoo ki ko amee nekkuñ fi waaye li ma gisee la mooy ne operators yi ñoom xam nga su ñoo jaay seen ticket yi ñii jënd ñoom su ñoo ñëw xam ne du bokk ak ki ñoo jëndal ki ñoo jëndal mën naa nekk koo xamante ne ku néew doole te su ñu nee wér-gu-yaram xam nga ñaari boor koo xam ne mu ngi feebar ak koo xam ne dafa magi ko defee ki ñuy jëndal nag moom bu ñu ko jëndalee ba noppi mu war a dem fees docteur si léegi-léegi foofu la problème bi feeñee nga gis ne kooku dañ ko jàpp nga gis ne kii kat xañ naa mu ngi néew doole mënut a aj wala mu ngi feebar mënut a aj su boobaa nag foofu la dugalante bii am fexe ba koo ko dem te ñooñu nag léeg-léeg ñu bari suñ baree nag léeg-léeg mu nekk problème loolu nag Amérique bi mos na ci waxtaan ak ñun waaye opérateur dañ ci am problème comme ni ñoo jaayee seen ticket yi lii rek laa ci doon teg lu ma seetlu la rek ci affaire yi ak Makka bi ma gis ne maa ngi ci bàyyi xel bu baax ñun ñëpp ñu ngi ci bàyyi xel di ko dox ndax yii ma wax ni yëpp honorable ministre mu ngi ciy waxtaan ak ñun te mu ngi ciy jël itam ay taxawaay yoo xamante ne xañ na dañu gis solution am ba yii yëpp jaaree boor jërëjëf salaamaaleykum.
Imam dama amoon benn annonce BJL 8156 xaw ma kan ko moom BJL 8156 dafa bloc moto xaw ma ndax mu ngi fii si biir fii 8156 ah waaw anti acca mën nga aj
ok asalaamaaleykum wa rahmatullah.
waaleykum salaam.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, for giving me the time. And I thank also the Honorable Minister for answering all the questions that were asked in the challenges report read by Fode Cisse. He answered everything well. It was well answered. The contribution I want to give on behalf of my fellow operators, although I am a member of the commission, but as I said earlier, I am representing the private operators for Hajj in this country, in the commission. Concerning the hotel's accommodation, it was strictly mentioned by the minister that he doesn't see the reason why 2,000 pilgrims will spread to 13 or 15 different hotels, whilst a big country like Nigeria will have many of their pilgrims staying together. It's a very good question. We as private operators have always been working to see that the pilgrims that we take for Hajj are well taken care of in terms of accommodation and in terms of food. Because across the board, we believe that they are the guests of the Almighty Allah. So we should work with due diligence for Gambian pilgrims. So in light of that, all of us staying in one hotel was usually a problem, especially when we come to the restaurants. No matter what good room you give them, if you don't give them the good food, if you don't give them the good atmosphere to eat that food, they don't feel comfortable. The last time we all stayed in one hotel was in 2023, and it was very uncomfortable when it comes to the dining for all pilgrims. With 2,000 pilgrims in one restaurant was very difficult to manage. So we did all our best, but pilgrims were not satisfied. And I think this honorable body will attest to that, because when pilgrims came home, and before they even come home, we were sending messages of, despair that they are not being taken care of well. For that reason, we approached the then minister, and requested from him that we would like to go back to the operations that we used to do, that we will see that our pilgrims go through the Hajj comfortably. And even then, we had last year, we shared hotels. We have 5 companies that share one hotel, 2 companies that share one hotel. But you will be my witness, Honorable Chair, that I attest to you that definitely we as operators, we wouldn't like this. And I took you to a hotel. I walked with you to that hotel to show you that we would like as Gambians to stay together. Me, I